Hi guys, welcome to another episode in our dev series. It is the third episode and we are trying to make a network game. Before we go any further, a small announcement, because I'm struggling with the length of the videos and the previous one was pretty good but also pretty long and probably nobody will ever see this. So I decided to simplify even more that simple project to make videos shorter. Uh, if that will be a bigger project or in a bigger company, because now it is a one developer project. So in a bigger team, we will have a sysadmin, DB admin, project manager, um, some technical leader, and the team will be way bigger. But the key to success are iterations, and that's what we will have here as well. In the very first iteration, we gathered some information about the game that we are going to implement. In the previous episode, we started with some proof of concept, developing this in a more object-oriented way. Now we decided to make it simple, and that's how this project will be. But keep in mind that it is a simplified version of a simple project. Today we are going to print our board in a console. So let's get started. So here is where we end up in the previous episode. Now we have our board description. It looks simple, but that also was our goal, and we did quite a good job implementing this. Here we have one-dimensional 64 elements array. Small letters describe one pair, capital letters describe the other one, and every letter has corresponding figure. So let's maybe mark it like this. Supply player 1, and here is a player 2. So now we are going to display this in our console. So make an empty string first. Here we will concatenate our output, and let's iterate. Start from index 0 to index less than 64. That's the length of our array, and we are going to increase our index by 8. And by 8 because we have 8 elements in our array. So to display a row, we need another array. We start with our index. And we want to display 8 elements. That's why there is a equal, less or equal. And here we go one by one. Port X. And here we want to add a new line. Having output in our string, we need to echo it, output, like this. So now go to our console and see how it looks like. PHP index. Then technically it's correct. Too compact, we cannot see this white and black squares, so it is not what we want, but the first step is done. So in the next step, let's make a little bit more space around our characters. So we will add some horizontal spacing, but also let's make one more loop for y-axis. And we need to make one more adjustment, otherwise those two characters will add us a little bit space on the sides. And this, I want to add some space on the top and above and below the character from our our board. So to achieve this, we don't want to print our character 3 times. So we want to print it just once when we are in the middle. So when the y is equal to 1. So equal, then take a character from our board. Otherwise, just display an empty string. Let's save it and see what we have in console. And display it. Yeah, much better. Still not squares, but it looks less tight. In the next step, we can add some small frame just to distinguish our board from the console, because now we cannot see. If you go here, yeah, we cannot see anything on the top or on the right at the bottom. There are no borders. So it is not PHP specific, it is something console specific, but let's add this in a comment. There is a very nice site describing all the commands you can put in a console to change its behavior. For now, I would like to just change the background color, and that should be actually it. So here we have our site, and two commands that we need is 0 to clear all the attributes, and let's say we will use cyan as our background, so we need this that command. So let's copy this one. To be able to use those commands, we need to escape them. In PHP, you can do this using E, or it is equal to equals chr char 27. Let's first move this line here. First, I would like to add this ABC description above our board, and let's use a Printf function. So what will be the pattern? So let's start with E. Then we would like to clear the previous configuration, so it will be 0, and then we would like to add some color like 46, and we end up with M. Then will be our string, escape once again, and make it clear after our changes. What will be the string? It will be one space, and the one more, it will be obvious in a second. 2 spaces, B, 2 spaces. So that's how it is, and let's see in a console how it looks like. As you can see, our top line is cyan blue, but for sure it has a different than black background. So let's go back to our code. As you might see in the console, there was a little bit misalignment, and that's because on the sides, on the one side I would like to add a line number, and on the right side just an empty space. So how we can do this? Okay, so it is coded. Here the same cyan in the background, then our character, clear our setting. At the bottom, on the right side, we want to have just a space. And because the numbers should start from the 8 to 1, we need to revert its order. So let's see how it looks like in console. Yeah, it's almost correct. But as you can see, numbers are in the correct places. It's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 that are aligned with our characters. Only one extra character is this one and this one. And that's obvious because here we print our first ABC letter, the header line, but there is no line break. And to make the whole game more user-friendly, let's copy paste this and display at the bottom part as well. And to make it work, let's fix, because we don't want to overwrite our output, and see in the console. Run our script, and voila, we have our board. It looks pretty cool. We have borders on the left, on the right, on the top and the bottom. Everything is aligned as it should be. So let's go back to our code and fill in our board with white and black squares. Okay, so we already have a color cyan for a background and 0 to clear all special attributes. But now we need to write in black in case of white background. So let's copy this. And let's write white in case of black squares. This we need to make background black. And here we have command to make background white. Having this knowledge and having this example here, you can try to make it by yourself. I'm going to implement it in our board. To make it easy to implement, I will prepare my array with patterns. Because we have odd and even rows, so each row has white and black fields. Just start in a different color. So let's make a patterns, and there are also even and odd columns. Let's start with clear all attributes, write black, and make a background white. I like this. We want to have a space around our character. And clear our attributes. And now do opposite tile. Again, clear. Now we are going to write white on a black background. Again, space, our character, and clear our attributes. So this is one line. The other one will have the same settings, just in a opposite order. So now we can go to our print loop, and let's choose a pattern that we are going to use. Pattern is equal to. And now, depends on which line we want to take a first or second set, which means x divided by 8 and divided by 2, rest of this. If it's true, we want to take patterns of 0. Otherwise, of 1. Yeah, because from this division we will have values 0, 1. And more or less the same here. We don't need those extra characters on the sides because we have them already in our pattern. But again, it is now we divide x by 2 and the same, it's a pattern 0, otherwise pattern 1, and of course it needs to be in a printf function. It's clear, so we can remove this bracket, and I think we can go to our console and see how it looks like. Yes, so we are in a console. Let's run it, and I think it looks pretty decent. We have our frame, all fields in the white black, everything seems to be fine. White font on a black background, black font on a white background, everything seems to be fine. So as a last step, what we can do is just to make it as a function, just to make it easier to use. Let's grab everything. It's a function. Let's call it print board, like this. Return our output this way. Print board, and I think it's pretty clear, easy to use code. Let's just make one more check if it still works. Let's run it. Yeah, everything seems to be fine. So I think that's all for this episode. We have our board printed. In the next episode, we'll take a look on user input. So thanks for watching and see you next time.